بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، الصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. We continue with this book. هذا الدرس الحادي عشر, the 11th lecture in this series, شرح الكتاب تحفة العراقية في الأعمال القلبية لشيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية. قال المؤلف رحمه الله عز وجل: فيقال أما الأول فإن التوكل أعم من التوكل في مصالح الدين أو الدنيا، فإن المتوكل يتوكل على الله سبحانه في صلاح قلبه ودينه وحفظ إيمانه وزيادته، وهذا أهم الأمور إليه، ولهذا يناجي ربه بكل صلاة بقوله: إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين، كما في قوله: فاعبده وتوكل عليه، وقوله: عليه توكلت وإليه منيب، وقوله: قل هو ربي لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وإليه متاب. توكل على الله عز وجل and reliance on Allah عز وجل. We said that you have to develop that feel of trust. And if I tell you go to such and such place and don't worry about it, you'll be safe. And there is someone there who's going to take care of you. Especially if you are being challenged or being chased. Then you won't just go. You want to make sure that the person you're going to will take care of you. The person you're going to has authority, has people who are going to protect you, soldiers, has resources, has power. هذه الثقة. This is the trust that you must have in this person, to go to him, to put your life in his hand. Allah Azza wa Jal is the one that we rely on in all our affairs. فإنه لا ملجأ منه إلا إليه. There is no escape, there is no haven to him or from him but to him subhanahu wa ta'ala. هذه الثقة, this trust, to rely on Allah Azza wa Jal, you must develop this trust. And this trust comes in different ways. There things must happen for you to trust Allah Azza wa Jal. One of the reasons that we don't rely on Allah Azza wa Jal is because we don't trust Allah. It doesn't matter how much we're going to say, no, we trust Allah. No, I don't care how many times you're going to convince yourself, or I will convince myself, that la, we trust Allah. We said, tawakkul min a'mal al-qulub. Tawakkul is one of the actions of the heart. Just saying it means nothing. Saying, for example, atawakkal ala Allah, I rely on Allah. If there is no true reliance on Allah in the heart, saying it all day long means nothing. That is with every action of the heart. Love of Allah, trust in Allah, worship Allah, tawakkul ala Allah, ikhlas, sincerity, all these things and more. If you just say in it without believing it, means nothing. So when we say we trust Allah, it has to be proved through what we do. If I say all day long I trust Allah, yet I put my trust in everyone else other than Allah. When I say I trust Allah and I knock every door other than Allah's, when I say I trust Allah, but my heart is attached to the means, when I say I trust Allah, but I believe I must continue to sell what I'm saying, halal, haram, okay, not okay, to make money. You can say you trust Allah a million times, doesn't mean anything. So the fact of trusting Allah Azza wa Jal must be put into action and put into practice. Your action will prove what's in your heart. It's very important. One of the ways or one of the reasons we don't trust Allah Azza wa Jal is we don't know Allah. We don't know Allah. And if we were to ask, right, what do you know about Allah? A lot of us will most probably get stuck. Page 2, 3 and get stuck. And Allah Azza wa Jal. You hit 2 and 3 pages and then get stuck. You don't know what else should I write. That means you don't know Allah Azza wa Jal. So that's why we study. يقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لله 99 اسما من أحصاها دخل الجنة. Allah Azza wa Jal has 99 names. Those are the ones we know. لكن الله عز وجل أسماؤه كثيرة. He has many other names. كما في دعاء النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم دعاء الكرب. اللهم إني عبدك وابن عبدك وابن أمتك ناصيتي بيدك ماض في حكمك عدل في قضاؤك أسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك. دعاء الكرب and the dua of calamity. Prophet ﷺ will say, Oh Allah, I'm your slave, the son of your slave. All the way I ask you by your name. The names that you call yourself by. The names you have revealed down to your prophets. The names you revealed in your book. And the names that you chose to keep to yourself. Did not share it. فمثلا Prophet ﷺ says, ما قال من عدها 99 names. Prophet ﷺ didn't say who counted them will enter Jannah. He didn't say, and he didn't tell us memorize them and enter Jannah. من أحصاها. And that is to live the names. To know the names. How many people memorize the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman, and they have no mercy, not toward the people, not toward their families, not toward their children, not toward co-workers, not toward friends, not toward the believers. How many Muslims know Ismullah al-Kareem, the most generous, and nothing comes out of him, fi sabilillah. Even their families and their children and their wives complain about how cheap they are. Isma Allah Azza wa Jal to be lived. You have to know the names of Allah to know Allah Azza wa Jal. You have to know the laws of Allah to know Allah Azza wa Jal. You have to know the attributes of Allah to know Allah Azza wa Jal. ثم ثقة بالله عز وجل. ثقة بموعود الله. You rely on Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? Because, or one of the things that will help you to trust Allah is you trust His promise. You know that when Allah promises, He's going to deliver. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. So one of the things that help you to rely on Allah and trust Him is to believe that whatever He promised, He will fulfill subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ حَدِيثًا وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ قِيلًا. يقول الله عز وجل: يا أيها الذين آمنوا أوفوا بالعقود إن عهد الله كان مسؤولا. Allah Azza wa Jal, you have to believe that whatever He promised, He will deliver subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if He says, we will give the power to the believers, if He says, we will make them dominate, if He says, we will make them victorious, you have to believe it, even if you don't see it at this moment. نريد أن نمن على الذين استضعفوا في الأرض ونجعلهم أئمة ونجعلهم الوارثين. Allah Azza wa Jal will give the power to the weak ones, but they need to do what they're supposed to do. You do this, I give you power. إن تنصروا الله ينصركم. Allah promises He will give the believers domination, authority and power on earth. If that's something that concerns you regarding your ummah, while you see the disaster and the hardships it's going through and how it's being humiliated by every other nation, then you have to believe in maw'udillah. You have to trust the promise of Allah Azza wa Jalla. But you have to work for it. As we said when we talked about grief, we said grief becomes forbidden if it's going to hold you back from doing what you're supposed to do. So you believe in the promise of Allah, you have to work as conditions. Sunan Allah Azza wa Jal, qawaneen, nawamisu, in this dunya, you do this, you get that. These laws do not side anyone. Just because you say La ilaha illallah does not mean these laws are going to go on your side. You have to work for it. فإنها لا تحابي أحد ولا تتغير ولا تتبدل. قول شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية رحمه الله in one of those sunan, he says Allah Azza wa Jal will give domination to the just nation, even if it's a disbelief, and will take away the domination from the believing nation or the unjust nation, even if it's a believing nation. Qawani, adl, you get power. Adl and say La ilaha illallah and then you're unjust and oppressive, you don't get power. No adl, you might get it. But when some nations are just, even if they're kuffar, and you are the Muslim and the believer, unjust and oppressive, you won't get that privilege. And look what's happening in the world today, and you will see. Another thing that will help the person to trust Allah Azza wa Jal is to be in love and complete satisfaction with what Allah Azza wa Jal chooses for him. Ya Abdullah, if you trust someone, and every time he makes a decision on your behalf, and you feel offended, you trusted him, so you put him in charge of your affairs. Someone in the dunya, walillahi al-mathal a'la, you tell him, you know what, I trust you. You work with someone. You know what? I trust you. You're more experienced. You're mashallah. I know you for a while. So I put you in charge of the business. Right? Because I trust you. Complete trust. If every time or once in a while he makes a decision and you start complaining, or in your heart you find that I don't think it's the right decision, I hate this decision, this trust will start diminishing. You will start losing this trust. You will start losing your love to this person. What did I get myself into? Right? When you trust Allah Azza wa Jal, you have to have complete love and satisfaction with what He chooses for you, even though it might not seem satisfactory to you from the beginning. When it happens, it seems not satisfactory because it did not meet your desires. But if you truly had that trust in Allah, if you want to reach that level of trust, complete trust in Allah, you have to be satisfied with what Allah Azza wa Jal chooses for you. That's a sign of trust. أنت إذا فوضت أمرك إلى الله، إيه معنى التوكل؟ توكل صدق اعتماد القلب على الله، تفويض الأمر لله. Tawakkul is to truly rely on Allah, truly for the heart, to rely on Allah and to put your affairs in the hands of Allah. That's tawakkul. I trust Allah, but I'm going to do this because even though Allah does not approve it, but it seems that it's a good investment and it's haram. When you put Allah in complete charge of your affairs, that means you're going to only do what He said you can do. That's why Allah Azza wa Jal says, مثلا وفي السماء رزقكم وما توعدون. في السماء رزق، ما قال في الأرض. في السماء, in the heavens, your sustenance. He didn't say in the ground or in the earth. Because everything in the earth, the business and the money and the merchandise and the bank and that, these are means, أسباب. والتوكل على الأسباب شرك. These are means. These can bring you money. They cannot. They can make you lose money. Right? So once you decide to trust and to make tawakkul on them, and then now you're associated with Allah. That's why قال ابن عباس من قال لولا الكلب لسرق البيت فقد أشرك. You got a dog to protect your house. Guard. Dog. Just whenever you feel something moving, start barking. So a thief comes one night and breaks into your front door and he gets attacked by the dog, the thief runs away. You wake up in the morning, you find the door was broken, so you conclude that there was a thief and the dog drove him away. So you say, hasn't been for the dog, the house would have been robbed. Shirk. And how often we make those statements? Means Allah Azza wa Jal. Now this dog could have been sedated, could have been in deep sleep, could have been drunk. This guy, this thief, could have been very well trained to handle dogs. He could have brought a piece of bone. والكلب حقير. الكلب doesn't have dignity. That's why, whatever you throw at him, and you throw a rock at him, he run, then he come back and start sniffing. He sniffs the rock to see if it's edible. Doesn't have. إن تحمل عليه يلهث أو تتركه يلهث. That's the dog, always barking, like the dogs next door where I live. I'm crazy. So the bottom line is, all these things in front of you means If your heart was in complete attachment to Allah Azza wa Jal, complete trust in Allah Azza wa Jal, your mouth will not let you say such statements. So imagine about action. Shuf statement, Alhamdulillah. Statement might come out without thinking. But what's about actions? Actions have plans and you think about it and you sleep on it. Yet you still go to trust the means more than Allah. Brother, Allah said this is haram to sell. وَمَا حَرُمَ بَيْعُهُ أَكْلُهُ حَرُمَ بَيْعُهُ. Whatever haram to eat, haram to sell. Because it makes a lot of money. And how can I give it up? But Allah says, وَمَنْ يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Allah says, who trust Allah, Allah will satisfy him. Allah will take care of him. He said, yeah, I believe in that. But he doesn't change. He doesn't even think about change. لا يعزم حتى. He doesn't even intend. He doesn't even try. So you want to tell me everyone who's selling haram or in haram business for 10 and 15 and 20 years didn't find an alternative? لو سعى لوجد. هو كل الناس بالحرام. All these people who don't deal with haram, don't they pay their bills too? Don't they have houses and cars and families and satisfy and they go vacations? Huh? So you want to tell me you're stuck? There's no other alternative? That's the shaitan convinced him that he cannot do anything else. Shaitan convinced him nothing else can be better income like, bring better income like that. That's why تراهم الله يعرف بعضهم أولاده in the summer break بالمحل 5 and 6 and 7 years old putting liquor in the fridge in his store. هذا يتوكل على الله. If he sits to swear on the Quran all night, all day long, that he's trying to get out of haram, you believe? Who is preparing and getting his children ready to take over? Allah ya'fu fi ba'd al-nas, some people, I might personally advise them about selling the haram. Next time I see them, they talk to me about how they're planning or they're negotiating another store in another area. هذا ما يستحي من الله. هذا ما he has no shame of Allah عز وجل. شوف كل أمتي معافى إلا المجاهد. Look, when you reach a point where the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, يعني my whole ummah, good shape, except المجاهرون. مجاهرون الله عز وجل يستر عليه في الليل. Then in the morning he talks about. He sins at night and he disobeys at night, zina at night, liquor at night, women at night, riba at night, gambling at night. And then in the morning he's bragging, Wallah, last night I did this and I did that and Allah satar alayk, Wallah covered you at night and now you brag about him. This is you. There is no hope in him. What is left for this guy? So when he comes, he knows you're standing on the minbar and on the mic to say selling haram and stay away from haram. And he comes in your face to tell you, Wallah, we'll negotiate, inshallah it goes through. Yes, inshallah. هذا متوكل على الله. Allah المستعان. You then trust in Allah, you have to know Allah. To trust Allah, you have to believe in His promise. to trust Allah, you have to be satisfied well and completely with what Allah chooses for you. هذا real tawakkul. Other than that, you have to work on it. That means when something happens and hits you, something you did not expect, something not good, something wasn't are you ready to accept? والصبر عند الصدمة الأولى. That's why the believer and the one who trusts Allah and who develops those feelings in his heart, he's prepared, immune. You know they do immunization, shots, vaccination, which I don't believe in, and I don't give it to my daughter. Those vaccination shots, because I don't trust those doctors, except Dr. Marquez. But I personally don't believe in this vaccination. I think it's all business. But the issue is, they convinced us, to deny all of it is ridiculous. But I don't believe that you should inject those children who's 6 months and 7 months and 9 months with these infections. That's what I believe. That's why I believe the Americans, this generation is the most stupid generation in the history of the United States. Look at autism. Look at autism. Now it's so common. Now we come from country, we never know any autistic children. The food and the coloring and the vaccination, everything. So protect your children, look into this. But the point is, they tell you, be immune, so when the germ comes, now we're not going to wait for the germ to come, we're going to give it to you. We're going to give it to you in a weak form, so your body produces the antibodies that is ready. Once you get the real thing, your body is already immune, so doesn't have to wait to produce attacks, right? That's what I remember. So tawakkul ala Allah, when you train yourself to trust Allah, and one of those components that will develop trust is to accept fully, with full satisfaction and with full love, what Allah Azza wa Jal decrees for you, then you will be patient when it hits. When the calamity or when the disaster or when the loss hits, you are prepared. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 days to say, Khalas, qadarullah, I'll be patient. And after 2-3 days, they call you, your business on fire. Hey, what? And you get in the car and you run. I'm gonna kill those people. Oh, my future, my children's future. I'm done. What am I gonna do after the grocery? You start things, scenarios going in your head. Who's gonna pay the bills? How am I gonna keep my house? How? Then you get to the thing, it's burned. 2 days later, after you called every insurance company, after you tried to get compensation, after police and cameras and all that, nothing works. You say, you know what? Allah يصبرني. Ya Allah al-ajr ala Allah. لا ينفع. After all this, you say, I'll be patient. Allah will give me, will reward me for being patient. لا ينفع. After you tried everything, now you want the ajr. The comes when it hits. تأتي الملائكة, comes to Allah Azza wa Jal, تصعد إلى الله, تقبض العبد, تقبض روح ولد, فتصعد إلى الله, takes the life of one of the children of the believers. One Muslim, mu'min, has a child who's prepared to deal with calamity. So Allah Azza wa Jal orders the angel, take the life of his child. His child will die. So the Malaika تصعد إلى Allah, goes to Allah Azza wa Jal. They'll tell him, we had taken the soul of the son of one of your servants. فيقول الله عز وجل وهو أعلم ما فعل عبدي. What did my servant do? What did the father do? فَيَقُولُونَ Now look at this. This happened immediately. This is not 2 days later. This is not a week later. They took his soul and they went. What did he say? قال حميدك واسترجع. He said, Alhamdulillah, inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. You see your child hurt. You're sitting somewhere and he's upstairs and you hear him crying. You rush to make sure he's okay. You get a call at the wrong time or at late at night and your children away from you or whatever, traveling, you freak out. So how this person was so well prepared to say that? Because he trusts Allah. He had trained himself that when it hits, فَمَنْ عَرِفَ اللَّهَ في السراء أو في الضراء من ذكر الله في يسر ذكر الله في عسر. Who remembers Allah in the easy times, Allah will remember him in hardship. When you know Allah Azza wa Jal in times of happiness, times of comfort, we got money, children healthy, family healthy, got a house, we got business, Allah will remember you when you go through difficult times. Because people tend to forget about Allah when things are cool, when things are smooth, when things are easy. When they remember Allah, when they go through hardships. At that moment Allah had forgotten. يعني ترك. فكلمة لما يقول الله نسيهم بمعنى تركهم. فالله لا ينسى. Allah doesn't forget. But the meaning, فَالْيَوْمَ نَنْسَاكُمْ كَمَا نَسِيتُمْ لِقَاءَ يَوْمِكُمْ هَذَا. يعني today we will abandon you. We will forget. We will leave you. So this person who was well prepared to say after losing his child, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Lillahi ma akhad wa lahu ma a'ad. Belongs to Allah. فيقول الله عز وجل ابنوا لعبدي بيتا في الجنة سموه بيت الحمد. The reward built for my servant a house in the Jannah and call it the house of Hamd. We'll talk about the meaning of Hamd shortly. But the point is, this is the tawakkul. فإذن tawakkul ala Allah obviously is not only in the matters of the deen, in the dunya, لكن يتعدى and goes beyond to be in the matters of the deen as well. فأنت يجب أن تتوكل على الله. The way you trust Allah and you rely on Allah to make money, you rely on Allah Azza wa Jal to keep you strong in the deen. That's why إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. وهاتان الكلمتان هما الجامعتان اللتان للرب وللعبد كما جاء في الحديث الصحيح الذي في صحيح مسلم عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى قسمت الصلاة بيني وبين عبدي نصفين نصفها لي ونصفها لعبدي ولعبدي ما سأل. Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم said that Allah Azza wa Jal says قسمت الصلاة. الصلاة يعني هنا فاتحة سورة الفاتحة. فإنه يعني something big can be called by juz. Something big you can get, the Arabs are coming to use part of it to call the big thing. Because الصلاة لا صلاة لمن لم يقرأ بفاتحة الكتاب. Prophet said there is no prayer for the one who does not read the Fatiha. Allah عز وجل في هذا الحديث سمى الصلاة أو الفاتحة بالصلاة. أنه ما في صلاة بدون الفاتحة. Due to its importance, he called the Salah Fatiha or the Fatiha which is part of Salah, he called the whole Salah after al-Fatiha. Allah Azza wa Jalla يقول قسمت الصلاة بيني وبين عبدي. I divided الفاتحة. هذه سورة الفاتحة أعظم سورة في كتاب الله. I divided between me, myself and my servants. Half of it for me and half of it for my servants. And my servants will get whatever he asks for. Now, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول العبد الحمد لله رب العالمين. يقول الله حمدني عبدي. يقول الرحمن الرحيم. يقول الله أثنى علي عبدي. يقول مالك يوم الدين. يقول الله مجدني عبدي. يقول العبد إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. يقول الله فهذه الآية بيني وبين عبدي نصفا ولعبدي ما سأل. يقول العبد اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يقول الله عز وجل فهؤلاء لعبدي ولعبدي ما سأل. إذن 3 آيات ونصف لله، 3 آيات ونصف للعبد. 3.5 آية لله، 3.5 آية للعبد. وهذا من أوضح الأدلة، one of the strong proofs for the opinion that says البسملة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم is not part of الفاتحة. It's not part of الفاتحة. Because Allah Azza wa Jalla didn't say بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. He went into الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين كلها لله. إياك نعبد لله. You are the only one we worship. And he did not say we worship only you. You are the only one we worship, which exclude anyone else. إياك نعبد إياك نستعين للعبد اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. فهذه 3.5 للعبد، 3.5 لله، 7 المثاني. فاتحة 7 آيات. طيب those who said بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم آية عند الكوفيين آية. How is it still 7؟ نعلم الفاتحة 7 آيات. Those المدنيين or those who said بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم not آية said 7. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. But those who said بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم آية from الفاتحة they went بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. That's why Hafs, which is the common recitation, when you read آية فلما تنتهي من اهدنا الصراط المستقيم take a breath so the rest can come as one. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. هذه آية عند حفص. عند الآخرين آية. قال الله عز وجل لما يقول العبد الحمد لله رب العالمين حمدني عبدي. بعضهم some said الحمد means praise. الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله يعني praise be to Allah. لكن لما قال العبد الرحمن الرحيم قال الله أثنى علي عبدي. فدل هذا أن الحمد غير الثناء. الثناء إيه؟ إيش يعني أثنى علي عبدي؟ شو الثناء؟ كلمة الثناء. لا, what number comes to you when you say الثناء؟ اثنين. فمعنى الثناء تكرار praising Allah repeatedly, praising Allah repeatedly. That's why الثناء goes ثناء, derived from تثنية. اثنين, keep repeating. هذا praising Allah عز وجل. أما الحمد different in it. فإذا كان الثناء to repeatedly praise Allah عز وجل, الحمد is to describe Allah عز وجل with all characters and attributes of perfection. That is the difference between الثناء and الحمد. That's why Allah said حمدني عبدي ثم قال أثنى علي عبدي. To describe Allah عز وجل with everything perfect. Anything perfect come to your mind, Allah Azza wa Jalla is more worthy to be, or the first worthy to be described with that. Perfect in His qadr, perfect in His love, perfect in His mercy. When you talk about generosity, Allah is perfect in generosity. When you talk about the mercy of Allah, His mercy is perfect. فهذا معنى الحمد. وهذا غير المدح. ايه الفرق بين الحمد والمدح إذن؟ We said الحمد is to describe Allah with everything good, perfect. طب المدح؟ لا. عند مثلا car passes in front of you, you say, wow, nice car. هل مدحتها؟ Someone talks very nice, تمدح. ما شاء الله, very talkative, very eloquent, very emotional, مثلا, very nice, very generous, very smart, very wise. Describe a house, very great, very beautiful. هذا مدح. إذن الحمد different than المدح. That with الحمد comes love and تعظيم. So الحمد becomes you describe Allah Azza wa Jalla with the best and the perfect, the most perfect characters, with a feeling of love and glorification. And you describe the car, great, but do you love the car? You describe a house, nice house, do you love the house? You describe a scientist, wise guy, you love him? Does not necessarily mean you love him. هذا مدح. You praise him وخلاص. أما الحمد is to praise Allah Azza wa Jalla, that's only for Allah. To praise Allah and to describe Him with the most perfect characters and attributes based on love and glorification. هذا الحمد. This is الحمد, and this is المدح. فكما ترى الشكر قريب, ولكن من جهة السبب أخص. يعني أنت تحمد الله عز وجل with the meaning we said at any time. But when it comes to الشكر, تشكر الله عز وجل at any time. But when we talk about the meaning linguistically, تشكر واحد after he's done you something. ماشي؟ after he's done you something تشكر. فالشكر مقابل النعمة. الشكر مقابل نعمة. Do you go to tell someone shukran? What's the first question he asks you? For what? Okay. And you go to him and say, MashaAllah, you are a very nice guy. It's not going to tell you. What else? This is the difference. فمن ناحية السبب, the reason why it's done, الحمد, الشكر أخص. Because الشكر only is done when there is a favor being done. والمدح أعم من الحمد. الحمد, we said, only for Allah Azza wa Jal, goes along with love and glorification. المدح, الحمد goes under that. بس المدح for Allah and for other than Allah. بس الحمد only should be for Allah Azza wa Jal. And that means glorification. Love alone, picking and describing Allah to be the best and the most perfect. إذن فهذا الله عز وجل divided the Fatiha between him and between Al-Abd. So the bottom line with all this is that tawakkul ala Allah is not only for specific people, as Sufiya said. Tawakkul ala Allah is not only in the matters of the dunya. You rely on Allah in the dunya, and you rely on Allah in the deen. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك نستعين يعني I seek help from you in all my efforts. And before it comes إياك نعبد يعني العبادة أهم شيء اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. معناها يعني I rely on you to give me the tawfiq with every step I make to be on the straight path. Are you independent when you come to pray? فالله عز وجل هو اللي هداك ووفقك tonight to be here مثلا to pray. It wasn't your call, wasn't because you already made it on your schedule. How many times we make that and we never make it? How many times you make it, you're driving and you had a flat tire accident, you never make it. So don't rely on yourself. You will lose. So always rely on Allah Azza wa Jal in the ibadah and in the dunya. And nothing wrong to rely on Allah in the dunya. Itself is ibadah. That means you chose out of everything, you chose Allah Azza wa Jal alone to rely on Him to give you sustenance. What's wrong with that? And also you will be rewarded if you rely on Allah to give you from the dunya so you can use the dunya for the deen. هذه عبادة. فقول بعض أهل البدع and some innovators that tawakkul only for the low people and the very high elite people don't need tawakkul. خلاص هم they passed the state because المتوكل only to rely on Allah in his dunya. This is not true. But the believer relies on Allah in every aspect of his life. With the right intention, it will become ibadah qalbiyya and worship of the heart that he will be rewarded for. And we stop here, inshallah. We continue next time. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد. جزاكم الله خير. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.